What is going on? We're good. We're in the shop. This is Josh Spear. You're watching episode 2, season 2 of the Race B.M.X. Show, Ride Out and Culture Exchange B.M.X. Show. I'm here with 2 generations of BMXers right now, 2 Chris's. I'm going to hand it over to them. Let's check it out.
Yes, sir. You already know the vibes. It's your boy C.Breezy. We out here in downtown Los Angeles at Hooptybikes Shop. You already know the best bike shop in DTLA. So you already know I'm out here with my boy Chris Duncan. You feel me?
What up, Chris? It's nice to have you here. Me and Chris got a lot of time here working on his bikes, making sure that his bikes are ready for his photo shoots and various, escapades all over Los Angeles and soon to be the world.
For sure, definitely. We end up making a lot of good stuff though. But, you know what I mean? Let's just go straight into it, man. You feel me? Like, everybody's always asking questions and stuff like that, so we gonna just, clear everything, you feel me? So, my name's C.Breezy, you feel me? I'm out here in LA, downtown Los Angeles. I'm a rider for Throne Cycles. You know what I mean? I do it all, you know what I mean? So, whatever it is, urban, stunt, street, you feel me? I cover all basics and extremes. You feel me? So basically I ride with the Goons 2-9. You feel me? Shout out to my boy Fame. We right now doing a Goon tour all over California right now. We already hit Vegas, we hit Sacramento, we hit Santa Cruz. We're hitting all these types of cities right now, and we end up making it even going more farther. So right now.
How did you get into that in the first place? And what was the first BMX bike you ever owned?
The first BMX that I've owned was it was a GT, some old school 29. Actually, it wasn't even a 29, sorry. It was a 24, mad older. I got that stolen first week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, super old, bro. I did that one didn't even last probably a week. You know what I mean? So how I got up into it. So how I first got into it was my homie. He used to deliver at this store that I used to work at around the corner. It's like an organic grill or something like that. So that was the homie. He used to always pull up on the bikes, you know what I mean, wilding on my block. So every time I used to see him, we always see him on his block with his bike. So every time we used to chill, always used to ride his bike and stuff like that. And he literally put me on. His name Jay Blocks. Dopest dude ever. So he put me onto a bike. That first bike was that 24-inch. GT, lost that. After that, I was like, yo, bro, I gotta start grinding and give me another bike, and that's good and better. Then I first had a fixie for mad long, became a messenger.
What year was that?
And that was in 2014, to be honest.
When did the wheelies start?
The wheelies started I don't want to say just recently, but I said 2 years, 2-3 years in, you know what I mean? So it first started from my homies and back in New York. We was wilding on Lower East Side. You know what I mean? I first seen that SC 29er. Actually, RD Blocks, I first seen him on the bike, and he was wilding on the 29er.
Nice.
And my homies from my block, you know what I mean? They pulled up on their 29, so it's that was the inspiration came from. So I was just start practicing and stuff like that, and just you know what I mean, got my hopes up and just practice.
All right, so Chris is a city BMX, as I write on my Instagram, Urban BMX. He's an actual professional at this point.
Nice.
Chris, how did you get started in BMX? And I know it was a chunk of decade before other Chris, so let's hear it.
So I started out riding BMX bikes in 1987, and my first BMX bike was a Diamondback Viper.
Sheesh.
And that was the real deal bike. It was at the bike shop, chrome. It was we're done with Huffies, we're done with shit, Kmart.
With the diamond in it?
No, this one didn't have diamonds in it. It was entry level. It was entry level, but it was nice because it was way nicer than what you could get at a department store. So I had that bike, and I rode that bike off and on, taking karate class and, getting diverted from other shit.
Wow.
And then eventually, when I was 13, I ripped the back end off it when I was jumping. And so I was riding motorcycles though too. I was racing motocross. I was racing Ricky Carmichael. Back when
it was in blood.
Back when this is Florida, so this is James Stewart is this tall on 50 cc's and shit. And so I was there. I was racing with these guys. And
Crazy.
So BMX was racing and then the beginning of jumping was happening in the magazines. And so the magazines delegated what BMX was doing. There wasn't really any VHS going on. There was some NBC Wild World of Sports and whatever, and X Games was just getting ready to start.
You rode BMX pre-Instagram? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's what's up.
All right.
Yeah. So I started riding at a professional level at 15. Of course, I wasn't pro yet, but I was setting out after motorcycles was over. After I closed that book, BMX was everything. So then my first really nice bike, like pro level bike, was a GT like Chris. So a lot of people started on GT. Gary Turner, what's up, represent one of the original dudes that was actually making really nice stuff. Similar to S&M bikes, shout out to Chris Moeller.
Still making really nice stuff. His
Chris
son.
Moeller, he's the guy that did it, made bikes that weren't breaking. So then that was a big part of my progression, was then getting into riding an S&M bike, starting to go to the jumping contests that were at the races. And racing BMX reminded me of racing motorcycles, which I was done with. And I liked being able to go to the contests and go and you get together at the trails and you ride at the trails. And so then I started competing pro, and then I officially went pro worldwide in 1997 for the ESPN contest that came into town that I made the finals for. Yep. And I made the finals. I got 6th. And then once it aired, we're talking ESPN. We're talking like no Instagram. We're talking like all you had was football. All you had was like NFL, and then it was like B.M.X. on ESPN. So I walked into shop class the next day at high school after it aired to a slow clap from the quarterback of the team.
Really?
Yeah. And so and everybody was just like, we can't believe it. You're on the goddamn ESPN. We saw you with these BMX magazines, and now you're on ESPN. And so then that was the beginning of where everything got serious, where I started having sponsors, and similarly to when I met Chris was around 2000, I guess late 16, early 17. So it's crazy how time flies. It's almost 2020, 3 years, and I've been seeing Chris progress. And
Can I just interrupt for a sec?
Sure.
Is it interesting to you that you started out on tracks and real downhill stuff, and now he came literally out of the asphalt in the middle of New York? Do you see that changing in the BMX world? Is it? It
is changing. One part being the fact that Chris has brakes on his bike, and I'm a big advocate for putting brakes on your BMX bike, because you don't take the brakes off of the Trans Am because it's cool to roll through.
Right.
No, you gotta have brakes on your bike because it's a friggin' device.
Exactly.
So anybody watching this, cool, shout out to OG, Brakeless Crew and all that stuff, but when it comes down to it, it's like, bikes are supposed to have brakes, and I'm old school like that, and that's BMX, rear brake. Chris is all about that rear brake.
I even have a front brake.
You know what I mean? When you born ready, you ain't never got to get ready, so why not just put a brake on it?
Exactly. And see, the thing is when you're talking real speed, you're talking real brakes.
Exactly.
So if you want to have control and be able to take it to the next level, you got to live to fight another day.
Exactly.
So if you don't have brakes on your bike, it's one of those things where, let's be real. The aspect of not having brakes on your bike is trying to simplify your BMX bike to fit in the box known as skateboarding. We're not fucking skateboarders. We're goddamn BMXers. We ride bikes.
Exactly.
And so the aspect of BMX molding, the whole aspect of the culture going into 29, where we're talking like every aspect of cycling fits inside of the bracket that Chris is in. And that really, really made me pay attention to what he was doing and want to become a part of what he was doing and be able to help him with stuff that I learned, that I had to learn the hard way through experience, which is the best teacher. And so a lot of times with Chris, as I see these things that are showing themselves again, where it's anything from pop culture media to him on the side of a bus, and so guiding him through that to the best I can with Hoopty, where it starts from his bike, making sure if his bike isn't ready for a big shoot, we get it in here and we clock the hours until his bike is ready to go, so he doesn't have to focus on anything else. And that's really my biggest contribution to Chris's career, is that I was always my own mechanic, and that's why I am the Paul Mitchell of cycling. Because people come to me because they want real professional care for their bike, and not just a word of wise that it's good. I tell the customer what's going on, you know, and Chris is no different in the sense of he's the only athlete that I sponsor. You know, I'm on that Jerry Maguire, you know what I'm saying? One. All you need is one. That's it.
That's good. I like that stuff.
It's true.
Also, for the record, our audience probably doesn't know who Paul Mitchell is. I think most of these dudes wash their face with shampoo, but but go for it.
So Paul Mitchell was like one of the first celebrity hairstylists, where it was like, yo, if you're getting your look from Paul, then you're looking fresh. And he had also what's funny is Paul Mitchell used to sponsor the National Jumping Contest Series, and I always thought that was tight.
Wow.
So and then fast forward, I've ridden for Free Agent Bikes. I've ridden for Trek Bicycles on the Gary Fisher brand. I've designed bikes with the guy who invented the mountain bike. And when you're talking about like clunkers and mountain bikes, these 29s that Chris is on have that same type of background where it's BMX and it's downhill mountain biking put together in the middle of the city, and it's forming its own bracket where it's a combination of like pop culture style in transportation. And Chris is the leader of that.
Right.
And that aspect of getting people excited to go where they want to go, but also look good, feel good doing it, you know, is pretty much like BMX culture.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and let's let Chris tell all the rides he does go to, because I go to a lot of them too.
Yeah,
What's your list, including Northern Cal?
Yo, so like literally my first ride off the plane that I have done was 41 Thursday. They based out in LA. They does their rides every Thursday. Meet downtown LA. It's a night ride, hella dope, cool scenery. Shout out to them. The one that I also host the Fixie Goons, they host every last Sunday of the month, right in Culver City. That is the biggest, dopest ride ever. I know they got the Goonies that's happening in LA. I know they also got Subway Series. They got there's so many more other rides that's happening out here. So it's just like, if you're out here,
I've seen you up north.
So they got 6061 that's happening out there. They got who else is out there? Like, they got so many.
They got like 7 versions of 6061
out
there. Yeah.
Chris is always out in the streets.
Exactly.
He's
they
always
know where to find me, man. I'm outside every day, all day, for sure.
And you check out his Instagram if you want to see where he's at. If you're in LA, wherever you're at, you know, or if he's coming to your town.
And what is the Instagram?
Oh, you already know. It's crazyboy_C.Breezy.
And Chris, what's your Instagram?
Hooptybikes, HOOPTYBIKES on the IG, and then hooptybikes.com. And if you're watching this too, and you want to be able to drink from the cuppeth that overflows with bicycle care and maintenance, you can hit me up in Los Angeles here and pro tune your bike. Put on new drivetrain, whatever. You can set it up mobile in the shop here, appointment only. And Hoopty Bikes is basically, an extension of everything that I've learned as a pro, and how I can get your bike dialed in is how that is. So.
All right, let's give it up for the two Chris's. You guys, thanks for coming on the show. Rome team, Chris, actually reinventing, getting your bike fixed, comes to you, and on a high level. This is not just some guy with a bucket and tools, right? All right, thanks for watching. Woo!